Hey everybody, Ozark Gilman here. Just coming at you with another little audio broadcast here from Radio Free Missouri. So rest your eyes from that unnecessary backlight. So Fox News has just come out on Fox News Radio today, Sunday, and has come out with a startling projection that there will be about approximately 6 million illegals crossing our border every single year. Illegal migrants, not immigrants. Don't I've even seen conservatives playing this game. No, there's a legal definition of who an immigrant is. These folks are not immigrants, they are illegal migrants. And the thing is, they're not just coming from Latin America, they're coming from all over the world. So there's now really effectively a never ending supply. And you know how illegal smuggling businesses work. If it's allowed, well, people will fill in the gaps. There's money to be made. George Soros funds it. George Soros charities fund it, enable it. Catholic charities across the border house them, enable it because I'm sure the Vatican wants a higher Catholic population in this country for sure. And the UN gives them prepaid debit cards to fund their way up to invade this country illegally. And yes, it is an illegal invasion by every objective definition. And our own federal government is allowing it, has enabled it, and our DHS agents, I saw a report where they are just streaming across Eagle Pass, Texas. Go ahead and look that up. And the DHS is just sitting there and watching it. We don't know who they are. We don't know who any of these people are. They are not American. They're not going to be American. They're not going through a naturalization process. When you get 6 million per year, in 10 years of 60 million, they easily double their population. Half of them are on state welfare. So if they have their kids for free, we're all paying for it. That's going to be 120 million. Their kids will be automatically U.S. citizens. They will claim that it's a humanitarian crisis. They have to have right to vote, representation, etc. And the United States, it's already pretty much effectively gone. Our federal government has destroyed us from within by allowing it to come in from without. Now, they might gather their biometric data. They might just take their fingerprints and DNA, etc., say, give me this. And yeah, they'll almost 99.9% of the migrants will willingly give it to them. They don't care. Go ahead and look up ID 2020. This will be how they've already said this, that this is how they're going to try to create a worldwide mandatory biometric linked digital identity, linked to your smartphone, linked to everything, with your own DNA on file, your own fingerprints on file, a mass worldwide recognition system. Look up ID 2020. They said that they already beta tested this with illegals in New York City. That it's how they give them services and everything. This is going to be, though, an undue financial burden on the entire country, particularly on all of the states. Now we have no say in the federal government. Elections, they just don't even matter. Look what happened with Trump. The federal government and the media just constantly worked against him the entire time, no matter what he did. And this is a bipartisan thing, particularly, yes, with Democrats more, but it's bipartisan with all the globalist efforts. Look at Bush. Bush allowed this. It is globalist versus nationalist at this point. Now America as a nation has been completely compromised. 6 million per year, again, your country is gone. So at this point, it comes down to the states. It comes down to your state. If you're in a leftist state, well, you're either going to have no choice but to leave, or for part of your state to segregate and form its own state. State sovereignty is going to be the only way to deal with this, because the federal government's not going to. So get on your state reps, get on your state senators, these more local level people, that representatives that maybe work part-time, etc., might own a local business and work out down at the state house every year. Well, they're going to have to actually dust off the books and enforce their state sovereignty, because it's time, and it's at that point. You're going to have absolutely no choice. If your state puts its foot down and says not here, then it's going to go around. It'll flood California, it'll flood New York, it'll flood their states where they want this, where they allow this. And maybe you can actually keep your state American. It's the only way to have sovereignty at this point. The federal government, no matter who you elect, isn't going to do anything, isn't going to change anything. And at this point, the plan is extremely obvious. All the foreign actors I mentioned, China, the drug cartels, they smuggle the people. They're effectively more than drug cartels at this point. They're terroristic pseudo-dictatorship governments, unelected governments in northern Mexico. And they are smuggling people in here. It's their main business at this point. Our federal government enables it and allows it. They have allied with China by smuggling in their fentanyl. 100,000 Americans per year. There's a drug genocide by Mexican drug cartels. They have declared human invasion, and our federal government is sitting there watching it happen, violating their oath to our national sovereignty, to the Constitution. So again, as a matter of survival, our states have to enforce their sovereignty. It's the only way. Get on your state reps, make this the number one issue, because there will be no other issues, regardless of inflation, energy costs, all this, etc. It's going to drain us financially. It's going to permanently change the United States. There is no naturalization process. There is no going back from it. States enforcing their states' rights is, again, it's going to be the only way. Dust off those state books. Make that state rep and state senator actually count for something. And again, constantly be on them. Make it the number one issue, because if we don't, there will be no other issues. They can never, ever disarm the American population. They know that. As much as they hate the Second Amendment and talk against it and try to pass gun laws and all that, they know that there's no way around that. So the only way is basically to mass import a foreign population and make it so America is just not America anymore. So again, your state, get on it. Constantly hound your state senators, state representatives, the state house, the state governments. This is Ozark Gilman. You'll have a good one.